Hey friends, welcome to the YouTube channel All About Electronics. So in this question, we have been given this current mirror circuit, and for the given circuit, we have been given some device parameters. So for the given question, we have been asked to find the width of these MOSFETs M1, M2, M4 and the M5. So for the given circuit, this reference current is equal to 10 microampere. And first of all, let us find the width of this transistor M1. And to find that, first of all, we require the value of this VGS. Now here, we have been given that the voltage at the drain of this transistor M2 is allowed to go up to minus 1.3 volt. So using this, we can find the voltage VGS. So let us see how. So we know that for this current mirror circuit, all the MOSFETs should operate in the saturation region. That means this MOSFET M2 will also operate in the saturation region. And we can say that in the saturation region, this voltage VDS2 will be greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. Or to be precise, it is equal to VGS minus VTN. Now this MOSFET will be at the edge of the saturation when this voltage VDS2 is equal to VGS minus VTN. So let's call this voltage as VDS2 minimum. That is the minimum voltage which is required between the drain and the source terminal to keep the MOSFET in the saturation region. Now if you are aware, then this VGS minus VT is also known as the overdrive voltage, right? That means this VDS2 minimum is equal to V overdrive. Now here, the source terminal of this MOSFET M2 is already at the minus 1.5 volt. So this voltage VDS2 will be minimum when the drain terminal is at minimum voltage. So further we can write it as this VD2 minimum minus VS2, that is equal to V overdrive. And we have been given that the drain of the second MOSFET is allowed to go up to minus 1.3 volt. That means this VD2 minimum is equal to minus 1.3 volt. So we can write it as this overdrive voltage or this VGS minus VTN is equal to minus 1.3 volt minus 1.5. That is equal to 0.2 volt. That means the overdrive voltage for this MOSFET M2 is equal to 0.2 volt. Now here if you observe, then the gate terminal of the three MOSFETs M1, M2 and M3 is connected together. And the source of these three transistors is connected to minus 1.5 volt. That means the gate to source voltage or the voltage VGS for these three transistors is equal. And the voltage VTN or the threshold voltage for N-type MOSFET is equal to 0.6 volt. That means for these three MOSFETs, voltage VGS minus VTN will be equal. Or in other words, we can say that for these three transistors, the overdrive voltage will be equal to 0.2 volt. So using this, we can find the width of this transistor M1. So we know that in the saturation, the drain current ID can be given as half times mu(n) times COX times W by L times VGS minus VT whole square. So for this transistor M1, this drain current will be equal to reference current. That means 10 microampere is equal to half times mu(n) times COX, that is equal to 200 microampere per volt square times this W by L times V overdrive square. Now we have been given that the length of each transistor is equal to 1 micron. So from this we can find the value of the W. So here this W will be equal to 10 microampere divided by 100 microampere per volt square times 1 micrometer divided by this V overdrive square, that is equal to 0.2 whole square. So if you calculate the value, then this width of this first transistor will come out as 2.5 micron. Now for the transistors M1, M2 and M3, since the gate to source voltage is equal, so we can say that this drain current ID2 is equal to W by L ratio of this second MOSFET divided by W by L ratio of this first MOSFET times I reference, or in other words that is equal to ID1. And here Since the length of each transistor is equal, so we can say that this current ID2 is equal to W2 divided by W1 times ID1. Or we can say that this W2 is equal to ID2 divided by ID1 times W1, that is equal to 60 microampere divided by 10 microampere times 2.5. That means this W2 is equal to 15 micron. So in this way, we got the value of the W2. Similarly, we can also find the value of this W3. So this ID3 can be given as W by L ratio of this third MOSFET divided by W by L ratio of this first MOSFET times I reference. Or in other words, this ID3 is equal to W3 divided by W1 times ID1. Or we can say that this W3 is equal to ID3 divided by ID1 times W1, that is equal to 20 microampere divided by 10 microampere times 2.5 micron. That means this W3 is equal to 5 micron. So in this way, we got the value of the W1, W2 and the W3. Similarly, let us find the value of the W4 and the W5. Now if you observe over here, then the same current ID3 will also flow through the M4 because the gate current is almost negligible. So we can say that this ID3 is equal to ID4, and we can write it as this half times mu n times Cox times W by L of 3 times VGS3 minus VT whole square, that is equal to half times mu p times Cox times W by L of this fourth transistor times this VSG minus VTP whole square. Now if the mu n times Cox is equal to mu p times Cox and the overdrive voltage of this third and the fourth MOSFET are equal, in that case the W by L ratio of this third and the fourth transistor will be equal. And in that case, the width of this fourth MOSFET should also be equal to 5 micron. But here, this mu p times Cox is equal to 80 microampere per volt square. That means for the fourth MOSFET, the width will be different. Moreover, we also need to find the value of this VSG minus VT or the overdrive voltage for this fourth and the fifth transistor. So first of all, let us find the overdrive voltage for these MOSFETs. So here we have been given that the drain of this fifth MOSFET is allowed to go up to 1.3 volt. So for this MOSFET M5 to operate in the saturation region, this VSD5 should be greater than or equal to this VSG5 minus VTP. Or in other words, this VSD5 should be greater than or equal to V overdrive. And this MOSFET M5 will be at the edge of the saturation when this VSD5 is equal to V overdrive. Let's call it as VSD5 minimum. Now the source terminal of this fifth transistor is connected to 1.5 volt. So this VSD5 will be minimum when the VD is maximum. So we can say that this VSD5 minimum is equal to Vs minus this VD5 maximum. And we have been given that the drain terminal of this MOSFET M5 is allowed to go up to 1.3 volt. That means this VSD minimum or this V overdrive is equal to 1.5 volt minus 1.3 volt, that is equal to 0.2 volt. That means the overdrive voltage for this MOSFET M5 is equal to 0.2 volt. Now here, since the gate terminal of this M4 and M5 are connected together, so we can say that the voltage VSG will be equal for M4 and the M5, and the VTP for both transistors is equal. That means we can say that the overdrive voltage for MOSFET M4 and M5 will be equal. So now once we know the value of this overdrive voltage, then we can easily find the width of this M4 and the M5. Now for this MOSFET M4, we already know the drain current. So we can say that this ID4 is equal to half times mu p times COX times W by L ratio of this fourth transistor times V overdrive square. So here this drain current is equal to 20 microampere, while this mu p times COX is equal to 80 microampere per volt square. And here the length of each transistor is equal. That means half times 80 microampere per volt square times W divided by 1 micrometer times 0.2 whole square. So from this we can say that the width of this 4 transistor or the W4 will be equal to 20 microampere divided by 40 microampere per volt square times 0.04 times 1 micrometer. That means the width of this 4th transistor is equal to 12.5 micron. So in this way we got the value of the W4. And now using the current mirror formula we can easily find the width of this M5. So the drain current of this M5 can be given as W by L ratio of this 5th transistor divided by W by L ratio of this M4 times ID4. Or we can say that this ID5 is equal to W5 divided by W4 times ID4. So here we already know the value of this ID5, ID4 and the W4. So we can say that this W5 is equal to ID5 divided by ID4 times W4. That is equal to 80 microampere divided by 20 microampere times W4. That is equal to 12.5 micron. That means this W5 is equal to 50 micron. So in this way we found the width of all transistors. That means here this W1 is equal to 2.5 micron, while the W2 is equal to 15 micron, while the W3 is equal to 5 micron, and the W4 is equal to 12.5 micron, and the last this W5 is equal to 50 micron. So from this we can say that for the given question this D is the correct answer.